Mahalo nui loa. Thank you very much, Chairman Schatz, Vice Chairman Murkowski, and distinguished members of the committee for the opportunity to testify on behalf of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs and our beneficiaries, the Native Hawaiian community. The priorities OHA presents today align with one guiding principle: further self-determination for Native Hawaiians. Chairman Schatz, we are particularly grateful for your efforts to secure much needed increases in funding through the fiscal 2023 Omnibus Appropriations Bill to support the Native Hawaiian community. OHA also celebrates the enactment into law of the Durban Feeling Native American Languages Act of 2022 and the Native American Language Resource Center Act of 2022. We thank the committee and Senator Schatz for championing these bills in the 117th Congress. OHA also recognizes the dedicated leadership of Vice Chairman Murkowski and the rich legacy of collaboration between Hawaii and the Alaska Congressional Delegation to advance issues important to each of our non-contiguous states, especially for our Native peoples. Specifically, we want to acknowledge and thank you for reintroducing legislation last month to amend the Native American Tourism and Improving Visitor Experience Act and authorize grants to Native Hawaiian organizations. OHA is encouraged by the continued bipartisan work of this committee and its members, and its commitment to promoting policies that promote education, health, housing, economic stability, and a variety of other federal programs that support Native Hawaiian self-determination. OHA's written testimony details a broad handful of priorities for the 118th Congress. OHA's first priority is to urge the committee to consider mandating the preparation of and funding for a ceded lands inventory report. The terms of statehood for Hawaii acknowledge the plight of the Native Hawaiian people, specifically in the Admission Act of 1959, Section 5F of the Act refers to the Crown and government lands of the Hawaiian Kingdom, which had been designated as ceded to the Republic of Hawaii and then to the United States. Once the property of the Hawaiian monarchy and the government of the Kingdom of Hawaii, these lands totaled 1.8 million acres upon annexation in 1898. Further, the Admission Act of 1959 conveyed these lands to the new state of Hawaii with the caveat that revenues from these lands were to be managed as a trust for 5 purposes, one of which is the betterment of the conditions of Native Hawaiians. 63 years after statehood, the state does not have a complete inventory of these trust lands. OHA's next priority is to urge this committee to pass legislation in the 118th Congress that would codify the federal consultation mandate of Executive Order 13175 and extend these rights to all Native Americans, including Native Hawaiians. OHA is encouraged by the Department of the Interior's recent proposed draft Native Hawaiian Community Consultation Policy and Procedures, which affirms and honors the political and trust relationship between the United States and the Native Hawaiian community. OHA specifically acknowledges and is grateful to see that the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2023 requires a report on the Department of Defense plans to identify, standardize, and coordinate best practices with respect to consultation and engagement with the Native Hawaiian community. Given the magnitude of the catastrophe and its environmental and community impacts, we recommend the committee and Congress continue its vigilant oversight in accelerated defueling and closure of the Red Hill fuel storage tanks. OHA thanks you, Chairman Schatz, for securing funding through the fiscal year 2023 Omnibus Appropriations Bill to effectively defuel and shut down the Red Hill bulk storage facility and to conduct initial planning and design activities to explore the feasibility of a potential water treatment and distribution facility for the Red Hill Shaft. We call on and support the committee and Congress's actions to safeguard Native Hawaiian women, children, and families. We highlight OHA's work with the Hawaii State Commission on the Status of Women to convene a task force to study missing and murdered Native Hawaiian women and girls. Native Hawaiian women and girls experience violence at rates disproportionate to their population size. However, Native Hawaiians have largely been left out of the federal policy discourse and resource allocation to address violence against Indigenous communities in the United States. Thank you for this opportunity to testify and share OHA's priorities for the 118th Congress, and we remain available to the committee with any questions.
Thank you very much. Ms. Borromeo, please proceed.